Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching GG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm gonna be ranking the Marvel Disney Plus shows from my least favorite to my favorite, and these shows vary in quality a lot. Some of them can be some of the best that the MCU offers, and some of them can be the worst that the MCU offers. So for this video, it's gonna be a very wide range of emotions, but I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. I'm gonna start from going from worst to best. So let's get into it. So at 9th place, we had She-Hulk. By far my least favorite Disney Plus show to date, and this is mostly due to the writing. I think the writing was really bad on this show, and I didn't think there was any interesting concepts. No, there was some interesting concepts, but I didn't think that the concepts that they did explore, they did well. I thought they had a great lead actress. I thought they had some really nice cast for like the side characters, and it all felt wasted. And I think ultimately the main problem with this show was the villain. I think the villain was one of the worst. I think for it to be She-Hulk, we had some terrible fight scenes. I thought a lot of it felt a little bit wasted, and the ending of the She-Hulk show wasn't satisfying at all. It's just nothing that really worked. The only thing that I kind of really did like from the show that had original concepts was kind of like her like breaking the fourth wall at the end and kind of going to Marvel Studios. That was pretty cool. But like I said, like the lawyer aspect of it did not work at all. They need some lawyers to write that show because they did not work at all. But the one episode I did really enjoy was the Daredevil episode. I thought they did Daredevil really good. So I just didn't mess up Daredevil, so I can't hate this show that bad, but it did have a lot of flaws. 8th place is the brand new show, Secret Invasion, which is a bummer because I thought this show was going to be my favorite. Mostly because Secret Invasion is my favorite storyline, or one of my favorite storylines from the comics from Marvel. So I personally was really excited to see the show. I was like, yeah, let's go. I can't wait to see Secret Invasion. I'm completely down. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to see. Like I really know it's going to be different because we don't have the Avengers, but I think it could have been like a really cool thriller. And ultimately ended up being a really disappointing thriller. That's what I thought it was. We didn't have Nick Fury at his peak. He was like all like already old and he wasn't like really on top of things. Maria held that in the first episode for some reason. Talos died for some reason, and he didn't even die in the best way possible. The villain was pretty good, but they never did anything super interesting. I think Rhodey was probably the worst Skrull I could ever see. Like it was really bad. The president sucked. That even though the stakes were like World War III, you never really felt them. And the finale and mess things up. Like the finale was just terrible. Now, the reasons why I had this show over She-Hulk is because I think, first of all, I like the tone of this show more, but also I think there were some good scenes. Like I think the villain has a really good reason to be mad. I think Talos and Nick Fury's banter worked really well, which is why I was so mad whenever they killed him. But it has some things. Sonya is a really good character. Like I really love how she was portraying that show, and I really hope we see her in the future of the MCU. So there's stuff about the show that I do like, but not everything. I think most of it really falls flat, but the things that work, they work pretty well. Alright, 7th place is Miss Marvel, and it sucks to put this show this low because I think it has some really cool concepts, honestly. And honestly, this is nowhere near as bad as Secret Invasion or She-Hulk. This is like on its other league. Like Secret Invasion, She-Hulk are down here, and Miss Marvel's all the way up here. And that is because the first episode is great. I love it. It's very creative, all the artistic flair and everything. It looks awesome. And I thought the finale was great. I thought the finale really worked. They definitely explored like the family aspect, and also just like the family aspect in the show in general. It just really worked. I really liked it. I thought Imam Balani, I think that's how you say her name, did a great job playing Miss Marvel. Like she literally is Miss Marvel in real life, so it definitely portrays that in the show. And I thought she was a really good the best actor probably could have ever chosen for Miss Marvel. She definitely gave me the full-on Miss Marvel vibes. I wasn't a huge fan of her power change, but I also wasn't like a super big hater. I was like, I guess like I never really liked her powers anyways. So I was like, whatever. But I did like of course her being a comic book nerd. Her like the way that she kind of fans around her room and everything. Everything was really cool from her character standpoint. But it's just the story wasn't that interesting. That's basically the main problem with the show. The story wasn't anything interesting enough to kind of drive you somewhere. I was just like, okay, I guess. It's whatever, I thought it had a good episode, and I thought it was pretty cool to see like someone like that Pakistan kind of problems that they have over there, and like the migration and everything. So I thought all that was pretty cool. Like I definitely think it was a story that was needed, but I just felt like the story itself wasn't interesting. Like I wasn't ever engaged in the story. I wasn't ever like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what happens next. It was just there. Like creatively speaking, it was great. Like it looks very nice. Visually speaking, it looks great. The casting was great. It's just the story itself fell flat. That was the main problem. Alright, on to 6th place, and that is going to be Hawkeye. And Hawkeye is a show that I also really enjoyed, but it also has some fatal flaws. But Hawkeye, from here on out, there are shows that I really enjoy, like shows that I absolutely really like. So Hawkeye, I really like it. I love the character of Hawkeye. I love the fact that he finally has some time to shine. I love Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. Like, perfect casting once again. She did a great job as Kate Bishop. I really liked her. She's one of the best new MCU characters that they added in Phase 4. Like, I absolutely loved it. I love kind of like the story, and I love how we explore Hawkeye. You see a little bit of his, like, guilt over Nat's death. You see him losing his hearing, all that type of stuff was great. Also, Kingpin actually being revealed in the series was great, even though Kingpin itself in the series really sucked. I thought he was nowhere near the quality of level of Dirt that was Kingpin, but the fact that he did end up being Kingpin was good. It wasn't like one of those disappointing finales where they kind of tease it and then they don't show it. It wasn't like that, so at least that was good. I wasn't a huge fan of Echo. I wish they would have seen more of Echo, be more interesting. I felt like it was kind of flat, but I liked like a lot of aspects. So I was kind of mad that they wasted the actor Lalo Salamanca in this show. Like, come on, man, you could have done some cool stuff. But like I said, the banter between Hawkeye and Kate Bishop was just perfect, and the characters themselves were perfect. And of course, the character that came in the fourth episode that completes the show, Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, was great. Like, I absolutely loved her. So honestly, there was so many things that worked. And Yelena Belova versus Hawkeye in the final episode, amazing. So yeah, I really like this show. It's just that I think some things fell flat, including Kingpin. So that's why it's down here. Fifth place, we had Moon Knight. And Moon Knight was a show that I honestly felt like it had a lot of potential, and I didn't feel like it lived up to it, to be honest, but I thought it had some cool things in it. For example, Oscar Isaac's portrayal, beautiful. I really like his portrayal of Moon Knight, from like Mark Spector to Steven to at the very end Jake Lockley. It was great. The costume design for Moon Knight looks awesome. The villain in Moon Knight was really, really good. I really like Arthur as the villain, played by Ethan Hawke. Really great portrayal as well. And the first episode was great, the way that the personality was switching, and then after that the way the personality was switched as well. I really liked it. I think the show where it really disappointed was in the action scenes. I thought they failed on that, and I thought it felt kind of like towards the middle of the show. I felt like it started off really strong with the first episode, and after that it kind of, and the second episode was pretty good too. But third episode, I didn't really like it. Fourth episode, it was there. Like, the end of the fourth episode was good, but like the rest was mid. Fifth episode, I started liking it a lot more. I thought it was very deep and dark. And then sixth episode, it ended kind of like a basic MCU show, but it still ended up being good, mostly because of the post-credit scene that was like really good with Jake Lockley. Really said that episode a lot. So overall, I thought the show was good, but it wasn't great. It just didn't excel in anything. But it was good for Moon Knight, and I can't wait to see Moon Knight again. I think he's one of the characters, once again, that they introduced really well, and I think it has a lot of potential in the future of the MCU. Alright, fourth place, we have What If, which is very interesting. I thought we would have What If this high up, but wow, they really did a great job. Now, this show varies a lot in the episode, because there's some episodes that they're kind of throwaway episodes. The one where Thor's throwing a party in Earth, kind of a throwaway episode. I mean, it was fun, but it was kind of a throwaway episode. And there's a lot of episodes like that. Captain Carter's episode, it was okay, throwaway a little bit, stuff like that. But then there was those really good episodes, like the one where Hawkeye and Natasha are the last ones left, and because Ultron won, that was really good. The episode where Doctor Strange, my favorite episode, where Doctor Strange had to save Christy, wow, amazing episode. Like that one hit the feelings. I really love that episode. And those episodes like that, Chadwick Boseman as Star-Lord, even though you don't think that concept's that interesting, whenever you actually see it, I was like, that's really good, stuff like that. Those type of episodes, the zombie episode, it was 50-50, but still, those type of concepts, kind of going outside of the box, they were really interesting to me to see, and just to explore that in this universe, it was really well. So that's why I really liked it, and I thought the finale really delivered, kind of crossovering all these stories to fight the Infinity Ultron, which was really cool. I mean, all that I really love. The Watcher versus Ultron, all those concepts were so cool, so raw. I really liked it, and they introduced me to one of my favorite characters, which is Doctor Strange Supreme. Doctor Strange, I even think is better than the main Doctor Strange, just because he's so cool and he has such a dark backstory. And honestly, he's amazing. He was super powerful. Like, come on, mwah. And the fight scenes, mwah, amazing. The animation, mwah. Like, I just really loved it. I can't wait for season 2 of What If. Alright, third place we had Falcon and Winter Soldier, and this show was, I think, the second show released, and I really like this show. I think the first shows, and the top 3 shows, were still the best shows, and Falcon and Soldier was no exception. I think they explored Sam's kind of having to take over Captain America's legacy really well. Once again, something that they did really well. I love how they explored Bucky's PTSD. They kind of stopped towards the middle of the show, but it came back at the end, so I did like it a lot. His action scenes as Winter Soldier were great, and that's something I had to give props to in the show. The action scenes in this show were actually really good compared to all the other shows, which they were not it. This show had really good action scenes, which I really, really enjoyed. They weren't like Winter Soldier level of the movie, like action scenes, but they were like right there. They were pretty good. I really loved them. John Walker was the amazing antagonist. I mean, amazing antagonist in the series. He's by far the most interesting part for me of this show. Whenever you see him like kill somebody with Captain America's shield in that ending of the episode, I was like shocked. It was so good. It was amazing. Like, that's what I want to see. It's a villain like that, you know what I mean? The other villain, the Flag Smashers, they sucked, I'm gonna be honest. That was a huge problem with the show, unfortunately. But besides that, I thought the show did a really good job exploring the mantle and whatnot. and building like Winter Soldier, like Bucky and Sam's relationship was really well. And like I said, John Walker was just really good. So yeah, that's something that I really liked from the show, and I really did enjoy it. All right, second place we had WandaVision, and WandaVision is a show that it was the first show to debut, so it had that special quality to it. So it might be a little bit biased, but it was a show that every week to week I was really engaged. I was guessing, I was taking all the hints from the show. I was like, oh, now we have this in, we have this in. That episode whenever we had Quicksilver come in, I couldn't believe it. That episode whenever Vision and Wanda are fighting, I couldn't believe it either. I mean, those episodes were something that I would never forget. I will also never forget the disappointment that I felt whenever I watched the finale, because I didn't like it at all. But the finale aside, the rest of the show was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was beautifully acted from what's her name, Elizabeth Olsen, from the actor of Vision, Paul Bettany. I mean, everybody did a great job on the show. I thought it was great. The sitcom aspects, the reality warping, all that I think was great, and that's why Wanda has so many stands, just because the show really did do justice to the character, and they did an amazing show. So yeah, overall, WandaVision deserves second place, and it's funny because it's the first show released, but it's still the second best. That's pretty awesome. But first place, of course, was Loki. Loki was by far my favorite series, and it was just great. You know, you have Loki, one of my favorite MCU characters, played by Tom Hiddleston, doing an amazing job playing them. You have Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, and the banter between Loki and Mobius, unmatched, best chemistry ever from like the bro side. It was really cool. Then you have Sylvie. I love Sylvie. I know some people didn't love her, but I thought like as the series went along, I really started liking Sylvie. I thought she was a great character. You had Kang actually being revealed in the finale. I mean, you know, everybody was teasing and everybody was like, it's gonna be Kang, but nobody really believed it. But until the end, whenever it was Kang, and I was like, oh my god, it wasn't one of those cliche finales where they just have like a final fight, like CGI fest for no reason. It was really good. It was an actual show, you know what I mean? So that was great. In episode 4, whenever they kill the time keepers and they realize, oh my god, it's all fake. Wow, amazing. Mobius' death was amazing. Classic Loki and how he died was amazing. I mean, all this type of things, variants. I think it was a show that expanded the Marvel universe. It was a show that was actually played as a show that made the characters deeper. I mean, the visuals were great, the directing was great, the writing, I thought a lot of lines were great. The way that they really explored Loki's character was amazing. So overall, for me, I think this show had all the strengths that a show needed to be, and I think it's by far the best MCU show and one of the best MCU things that they had to offer, honestly. And that is also why I can't wait for Loki Season 2. I am so excited for it. The trailer looked awesome. I can't wait to check it out. I'll subscribe if you want content on Loki Season 2, because I'm definitely going to make some content on that show. But yeah, that's my personal ranking for the Marvel Disney Plus shows, from my least favorite to my favorite. Tell me, what do you think about my ranking down in the comments? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? I'm almost certain that everybody's going to disagree with something. So leave me your own ranking down in the comments. I'm very curious, or at least leave me your top 3 and your bottom 3. I'm very curious, your least favorite one and your favorite one. Whatever you want to leave, tell me your opinion down in the comments. As well as please leave a like and enjoy this video. It will be very helpful, so please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, including, like I said, Loki Season 2 content and just more Marvel content in general. So yeah, subscribe. Yeah, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and this is Journey Tim out.